What's good, everybody? Happy Sunday. Come on in. Come on in. Um, as you come on in, please do your girl a favor and hit the like button. It helps me out with the algorithm, helps me to be seen by lots more accounts. So, yeah, how's everybody doing on this beautiful Sunday evening? It's almost 7 p.m. where I'm at in Cali. Um, put it in the chat for me what time it is where you are. I know a lot of people who follow my channel and who watch my channel. You guys are on the East Coast. But I didn't go live today. I didn't put up a lot of shorts. I haven't been putting up a lot of uploads this month. What's up, Ryan? How are you tonight? Um, just doing a little Sunday wind down, pretty much. I don't have a set. Usually, I have a topic, and I guess the topic for tonight is just Soulful Sunday and preparing for the week up ahead. It's 9 p.m. where you are. You live by the lake. You're doing it big, Brian. That's what's up. Thanks again for joining the panel last night. Um, I wanted to do it longer, but we were having a lot of feedback issues with StreamYard, so I was like, you know what? And I thought I thought I had enough questions prepared. I think I could have had a lot more questions, but I think we did pretty good, and I think I'm a little bit better prepared for the football season. Hi, Santiago. Thanks for joining my live. Like I was saying, I just want to do a little Soulful Sunday chit chat as we prepare for the week ahead of us, right? So much going on in the world. Every day there's something new to ponder and to consider. Hi, Sophia. How are you guys doing tonight? I was asking you before you guys came in, where are you located? And if you don't have to really say where you're located, but just let me know what time zone you're in. That helps too. Yes, we all had fun. TSM, he said he had a good time. I didn't hear back from Jazzy. I don't even know if Jazzy has been online today, because usually I'll go through everybody who is in like my support network, and then I'll go and support their channels and support their content. And I don't think I've seen anything new for Jazzy, but Jazzy is, the last time I checked, and I'm gonna go check again. She is like 15 subscribers away from 500, and I know that was a goal for her while we're doing the Streamers University. You're in Harlem, New York. That's what's up, Stash Cash. Thanks for stopping by. I've been seeing you. I've been seeing you doing your thing. It's 901 in Oklahoma, Sophia. Guys, I'm sorry. I can't see the screen at all, and I have bifocals, and as you can see, they slide down. So tomorrow, as I talk about what we're doing for the upcoming week, I do have appointments, and then we have the 4th on Friday, right? It's going to be a long 3-day weekend, right? But before I get my party started, I'm going to head over to the optician. Is it optician or optometrist? I think it's the optician that fixes the glasses or uh, adjusts the glasses, right? So I'll be headed over to see them so that I can get both pairs of my glasses adjusted, because I'm constantly doing like this. Or maybe I need a new pair so the whole frame will be the prescription, because I used to have glasses like that where the whole frame was my prescription, but I changed it to just the bottom part. And after years of wearing glasses now, it's not working out for your girl. But tell me, guys, what's on your agenda for the week? Like I said, Stash Cash, I see you doing your thing over there. I see you going live. The lives are helping me a great deal with my watch hours. I've been at this YouTube stuff for like 2 years, uploading and trying to catch a break with that. But I think I was a little bit sketchy about doing the lives. I thought that I could get it done with my uploads. And that just wasn't helping me to build the community like I wanted to. And I feel like right now we're in the TikTok generation. That's why YouTube has shorts. That's why Facebook has reels. People want to scroll real fast, and they also want to see you live. They want to really get a feel for who you are, and you can't do that just uploading a video. That's maybe it will change. Maybe there's still an audience for the uploads, but I really feel that if you don't build your community through lives and get people to tune in that way and just talk to people directly, you'll have a harder time right now. Comment in the chat and let me know how you feel about that, my content creators that's on here with me. And I'm going to look at my other phone so I can actually see who's commenting. Hey, the real diva, how are you doing? Thanks for joining. What time is it where you are, real diva? Hey, Mason, Rideso. I don't want to butcher that. I hope I'm not butchering that. You said talk, I'll listen. You sound like you sound like my ex-husband. He's like, talk to me, I'll listen. He used to love to say that to me. I miss him. He's resting right now, guys. Uh, your kids, were you out? Ryan, you guys were on the lake. Were you guys on the lake today too? Swimming and all of that, Ryan? Yeah. So again, if you didn't hit that like button, please hit that like button for me. If you're in here, 21:05. So that would be like four. It's 8:05 where you are. Okay, you're on Central Time. Central Time is like 2 hours ahead of me. I'm on Cali time. But yeah, that's one of my things. I haven't been doing a lot of Walmart content, guys, and it's 9:05. Oh, sorry, because it is 7 here now. Right. Wait, 21, 22, 23. Oh, yeah, that's 3 hours. See, my math is all. We have 24 hours, not 25. Richie, my guy, what's going on, Richie? Richie, you're always asking what did we accomplish for the day. I've accomplished so much this month. I met the tycoons. I networked with Streamers University. I'm building my community. I've accumulated so many hours because I've been going live for at least 2 hours every single day. We got one more day in Streamers University, but I'm going to keep it going because I'm seeing a huge difference in my hours. What do you have planned for the week or the upcoming month? I know you had that task you had to complete. I don't want to put your business out there. But it's summer. What do you guys have planned for the summer? Hey, let's go. I'm glad that you accomplished a lot within this month. And I hope that you continue to be great and elevate. You for sure are going to get there. Thank you, Richie. So are you. Um, One thing that I've learned is that this month, and I always support people when they support me, but it's better when you have a team. Great. What they say, iron sharpens iron. I can't say iron real good, so forgive me for that. Um, but when you have a collective of individuals who have the same energy, who are on the same wavelength, then you can get the encouragement you need. You can get the creativity you need because they may have an ideal. I know I get a lot of ideals from you guys, and I know that I see you guys get a lot of ideals from me as well. And I just lets me know that I'm on the right track, and I love that. So yeah, but you know, Streamers University ends tomorrow, so technically tomorrow is the last day that I have to do a 2 hour stream for my commitment. But like I said, I see that like my watch hours increased by 50%. Like just imagine, like I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I was getting like 2 hours here, uh 4 hours there. I think I had maybe like two or three videos that did like hundreds of hours, and that's not gonna cut it. The live community building is going to get you where you need to be. So with that being said, I mean, I want to make, because since I've been doing the lives, I've been kind of slacking on my Facebook, and my Facebook is my bread and butter. So I just came back from Philly, co-hosting an event, ready to get back on my. Oh yeah, that's right. You're an event planner, Richie. Ready to get back on my grind tomorrow. Is my new semester for school, and we'll be back to going live tomorrow while doing season 3 of my little show. Yo, your
Mm-hmm.
big show. You a tycoon, big dog, big stepper. Stop playing, Richie. Thank you for stopping by, Mason. I appreciate you for tuning in. I know it's getting late and everybody has a week ahead of them. Come back and see me sometimes. I appreciate you. And he said, we're talking life, not the numbers. That's true. That's true. Um, but at the same time, it's a goal that you want to achieve, right? Thank you from Minnesota. I have family in Minnesota. I'm in Cali, but my family is actually from the Midwest on my mother's side. Um, you have a point there. I know you're leaving, but I'm gonna piggyback off of what you just said, Mason. You do have a point about you know doing the thing for the sake of doing it, but also when you have a goal you want to achieve, you do want to work towards that. It's all chasing the wind anyway, right? But I think that when we set goals for ourselves and then we achieve them, that gives our lives, the things that we do, meaning and purpose. Because after I get monetized and reach my hours, then it'll be on to the next thing, right? And as I'm doing this, like I said, I enjoy community building. I enjoy networking with other content creators. I enjoy the sharing of ideals and things like that. Hey, Smooth, I see you. I can't see much because I need my glasses adjusted, but I do see you. How's everything going, Smooth? We're talking about our goals, aspirations, things of that nature, things that we have coming up for the week. And as I was about to say, I haven't been really focusing on my Facebook content. And Facebook, I make a lot of money over there with Walmart, with the Walmart Creator Program. So Walmart has some things coming down the pipeline. So next week, I said I was going to do it today, but I got busy with things around the house. But really, what I'm going to focus on this next week coming up is Facebook and the Walmart Creator Program. So my lives would probably come last, but I will do them at some point. I either do my lives first thing in the morning or um, in the evening. You're welcome, Richie. You know, you are the type of person that's you're charismatic and you keep people going. And sometimes people forget that you need that too, right? You need that encouragement too. It's always that person that's encouraging others and keeping everybody else in high spirits that gets overlooked. But we all need that. You was listening? Yeah. So yeah, other than that, I think I took some notes. What was I going to talk about today? I didn't, like I said, I didn't have a topic, so to speak, but I did have a mindset. I wanted to just talk to you all about staying positive no matter what's going on. I know it's not easy to do. And with that being said, I did the Get Money song, and I have another song that I want to do. I don't know if you guys know this or if I told you guys this, but I have aspirations of being a singer. I've always had aspirations of being a singer. Really a songwriter. I've always liked to write songs, so um, I think I might do another track, like something like an outro or something that I can play for my background videos. You know what I mean? Hey, Crystal, how are you? Thank you for tuning in. What's good with you? What time is it where you are? You just got your braids done on Friday. I hope you did a short. I just literally, we started my hair Friday and we finished yesterday right before, like literally right before I went live with Ryan and TSM and Jazzy. We did a touchdown in tiaras. Smooth, if you're still here, what did you think about the show last night? I thought it was fun. I thought it was something different, at least for me. It was different. Hey Gina, thanks for tuning in. What's going on with you guys tonight? Let me know your time zones, guys. And like I was saying earlier, when you come in, please hit the like button. I know I forget to do that sometimes when I'm visiting pages, but it's important that you do that. It helps us out, guys. I'm doing pretty well, you know. Whew. I'm gonna tell you something. People think that YouTube is not a job or content creation. It's just getting on live or just doing whatever, but it takes work. It takes work to create thumbnails, to come up with topics, to get dressed, to schedule your time with everything else that you have going on. It takes a lot to get in front of the camera and try to be entertaining and encouraging. It is fun. Don't get me wrong, it is fun, but it's a lot. So, with that being said, I am a little drained, but I have been doing my best to make sure I drink more water and to make sure I'm getting at least 8 hours of sleep because that's another thing I wanted to talk to you guys about. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat first, though, and then I'll get back to that. Yes, Crystal, they'll say that content creation is not a real job. Well, if you get paid to do it, it's not a hobby, right? I mean, for some of us, it's a hobby, but even if you're not getting paid yet, we're still trying to reach a goal and we're trying to build community, just like you do when you're building a business, right? You haven't been getting fixed up for it. Well, it takes a lot to get this, okay? Um, put my lipstick on, I mean, my lip gloss on, my eyebrows. I do a little something, something. Sometimes I don't. And when I don't feel like doing that, when I don't feel like going live, or I don't feel like getting dressed and being on camera, then I will turn my camera off. But this live situation works better when your camera is on. This live situation works better when you're talking right to people because people want to connect with you. And I like connecting with people because I don't know if you know this about me, but I'm going to make a nickname for you. You get to come to my page enough, I'm going to make up a nickname for you. That's just me. I got to get, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I don't know how people feel about that, but everybody gets a nickname or everybody gets called by their first name once they get to know me. And then I'm just at your page and I'm rooting for you and I'm really supporting you because you're a part of my family at that point. You're a money giver. So I like now I'm starting to turn my camera on more. So I had to get braids because that that wet set that wash and go, like the first day I did it, I loved it. It was bomb. The second day, it was like okay, but it was like I had to keep washing my hair, clarifying shampoo to get everything out, and then start from scratch. That was the only way my hair would stay wet looking like that. Otherwise, it was just poofy. So yeah, that's why I got the braids. And this is a new color for me. I usually go dark. Um, Last summer, I met this woman and she was showing me pictures of her mom, who was a similar complexion to me. She had the red lipstick on. I love my red lipstick. If you don't know me, I love my the lip bar. I love the I think it's a Boss Lady. I think that's the red or Rich Auntie. I love it. And I was like, you know what? Is blonde too much? I've never done blonde. So I'm like, let me see what that's about. So I got the braids so that I didn't have to be consumed with my hair and let that hold me back from going live. My braids, you know what? When my daughter braids it, she does like the what is it called, the knotless, and then I know she does a few, and she adds some more hair as she goes along. So I don't know, maybe 32 inches, maybe 40. I don't think it's 40. Um, Hi, Gina. You think I have the voice to make that happen, Richie? Oh, thank you. Sometimes I do. Sorry, guys. What did I do with my tissue? Sorry, guys. Excuse me. Mm. I have bad allergies. Sorry. Thanks for hitting the like button for me, Crystal. I appreciate that. And you're on Jersey. Why did I think you were in New York, Richie? Are you from? I think you said you were from the Bronx. You were starting a page for fur babies. Gina, do it. I think that's the other thing that as content creators we get all these ideals and we don't put it to action. Do it, whatever it is, because if you're doing what you love, if you're having these creative ideals, put them to action. They may become fruitful, they may not. You may learn or you may grow. Either way, you win. But if it's something that is on your heart and in your mind and you want to do it, don't do it. Crystal says she doesn't get a lot of sleep. Crystal, I was like that, and my doctor was talking about I think it was my psychiatrist, because yes, I have a psych and a therapist. Well, I did have one, and they always want to give you medicine, right? God always told me, you don't need medicine, Charity. You got this. There's nothing mentally wrong with you. You're just stressed. And I was really, really stressed. That's why I know now how important it is to get your rest. And that's one of the things I want to talk about, and I'm always talking about, is rest. Rest from even this stuff. Take a break from content creation sometimes, because we're trying to go and we don't want to stop the momentum, and we have our goals we want to reach, but sometimes we have to take a break just so we aren't experiencing burnout. So if you're only getting 3 hours of sleep, uh, I noticed when I was having a hard time sleeping, the things that would help me sleep better was when I didn't ingest a lot of caffeine and sugar, when I started my day working really hard and I stayed on my feet and I was physical throughout that day, then I slept better. Um, and I'm going to tell you this, when I would have the best sleep, and even now, when I have the best sleep, is when I remember to pray. And I know not everyone is a believer, but I am a believer. I believe in Jesus Christ. I believe in God, our Savior. And I'll get on my hands and knees and ask God for a fitful night's rest. And when I tell you I get 8 hours every time, so even now, if I only sleep 3 or 4 hours, I'll read or I do whatever. I pick up my Bible and read some more. Reading will make you sleepy too. So if you're having a hard time sleeping, get you a book and start reading. You'll go to sleep. So, but taking medication though for sleeping will just cause you to need it more, and then it will cause you to feel groggy the next day. You may start sleepwalking. I don't know. I'm not a professional, so I don't want to give professional advice. All I can say is that what worked for me was really getting to the bottom of why I was stressed and why I could not sleep. That was a stressful job. That was not taking care of myself and a lot of things like that. It wasn't because I was losing my mind. It wasn't because I, needed medicine. It was really an issue with getting my peace back. Because if you don't have peace, you cannot sleep. If you don't have peace in your life, you will not sleep. Okay. You've been roughing it lately, Gina? Hey, 601 Ashley 10, thank you for joining the live tonight. Continue to have this mentality and strive hard for all that you want to be successful in. We are learning more and more to be confident in our journey and transition into something amazing. Richie, that part right there is when I think about life and the things that I've been through. Um, I'm going to say from the time I graduated college to starting my new career to getting married to having more children to getting divorced, it was a lot on me. It was a lot, and I had to start loving myself and being fair to myself. I'm just glad I'm here. You know, last year I was crying every minute, and not even really tears of sadness, a lot of times tears of joy. But then I was coming out of it. I'm like, I'm still in recovery mode, guys. I am. And I don't have a problem at all sharing that with you. There was a time where I would have never spoke about what I've been enduring, right? But I feel like it's a lesson for me, and it could be a blessing to help somebody else. I really feel like that's why I went through it, not just for me, but to teach other people and to share with others. It wasn't easy going through, but like I have some family members that'll say, "Oh, your hair looked like this on YouTube, or you was looking like that." I don't care how I look. I do care how I look, but I don't care how I come across to somebody else. That's the way I want to put it. I feel like I have to be okay with me, and I have to do what makes me happy. I'm just glad I'm here, right? Some of us are lucky to be here still. We're lucky that the things that were meant to destroy us didn't take us out of here. So who cares about what somebody looks like, right? Some of you are going through something right now and you don't know how you're going to get through it. You don't see a way out, or you're waiting on that day and you're trying to be patient. And I'm here to tell you that day is going to come. It is. Just keep living. Just keep praying. Just be patient with yourself. Just give yourself that time to learn and grow. What you are experiencing is for the betterment of you. You're going to look back on this moment and you're going to realize, gosh, that girl on YouTube, I can't remember her name, but I remember what she said. And she was so right. You're going to look back at today and laugh. Or you probably came out of a storm and you know exactly what I'm talking about. Right? And I hope you're not one of those ones that's going into a storm, because I'm here to tell you, buckle up your seatbelt. Buckle up. The braids look nice and they help my skin glow. Thank you, Gina. I appreciate that. The skin glowing is probably the light in my makeup. But thank you. I appreciate that compliment. Thank you. Your words are kind. Hi, Janet. How are you tonight? Thank you for tuning in on my live. I appreciate you. Where are you at, Janet? I'm trying to get to know where people are. I'm trying to get a concept of what time it is where you are, because I'm on the West Coast and I know it's later for you guys, right? You guys should be getting some sleep. especially if you have work tomorrow. But I don't have to be at work, so it doesn't matter when I go live. So yes, and then my iPhone, because I'm flat-footed and I love to wear sandals, and my grandmother has been on me for years about wearing sandals. Like, you need to wear shoes on your feet, and I'm like, girl, bye. I'm just joking, but I'm like, Grandma, stop. But she's right. And so my iPhone alerted me that I'm not steady on my feet. And I know I'm not because I'm a foot dragger, right? Because I have on sandals. So now I have to start wearing tennis shoes. And so the iPhone message also alerted me that I should start doing these different exercises. I already knew this. I already had physical therapy for my knee and for my unsteadiness. But when your phone tells you you need to you need to start taking care of that, you know it's an issue. So for the last couple of days, I started back working out, something really small. When I go to the stores now, instead of wearing my sandals like I love my flip flops, I've been having on my tennis shoes, and I see that it's easier for me to walk, and I don't feel like pain in my hip or knees. I just feel like I'm more steady on my feet. So I'm just bringing that back to taking care of yourself, sleeping and drinking enough water, watching what you eat, because when you're trying to reach a goal, you don't realize it, but you need every part of you. You need your health in the right order. You need your rest. You need to have your mindset in in the right frame of mind. You need everything right. So I just want to give that reminder to you all. You're on the Central Time, Janet. So you must be Midwest, right? Yeah. So sleep, rest, take care of your minds, take care of your bodies, stay encouraged, and be good to yourselves. If nobody else cares about you, if nobody else is good to you, be good to yourself, right? Because so many people are feeling bad about themselves because of what someone else said, or because they feel like nobody loves me, nobody cares, I don't have anybody. You have somebody, you have yourself, you have God, and you have you. So if nobody else is going to cater to you, and no one else is going to make sure you have what you need, make sure you do. You're in Texas, okay, in the South. That's what's up. How is it in Texas? Is it hot? Is it humid? My kids want to go to Texas. I want to go to Hawaii. So I said before the end of the summer, we're going to go to either one of them. Perhaps Texas. I don't know. I want to be around some water. I don't really have it squared away yet, but I know that my finances would permit us to go on vacation by the time the summer's over. The only thing is, guys, I don't like getting on planes. And these planes falling out of the sky is it's not making me want to. It's in the 90s. It was 92 here. Um, where I live at, it gets all the way up into like the 100s. Um, Usually three digits. By July, we'll start seeing 108, 109. It gets really hot here, sometimes 113. I think last year it got all the way up to 118, so it gets hot. And when it gets hot like that, what they start doing is wanting to turn off the electricity because the not the generators, but the transponders get overworked and then they blow up. Whew. Last year, we had a blackout like 2 or 3 times last year, but I don't think it was really in the heat of the summer. I think it was a little bit earlier than that. And some of my family, they live in Vegas, so. But this year, I wasn't trying to go to Vegas. I did want to go to see my family, but last year we were there in Vegas during 4th of July, and I think on the 4th it was 120 degrees. I couldn't even breathe in that heat. I could not. I was like, get me back to Cali. quick. The beaches in Houston, it's humid. Yeah, it gets like that too when we go near the coast, like Pacific Coast Highway. Like even when you go to Disneyland, we just went to Disneyland in April, March. We went in March. And Disneyland is not too far from the beach, maybe like 30 minutes from Huntington Beach, right? You can get to Huntington Beach if you could take the street and get to the beach. And I could feel how humid it was getting when we were in Anaheim. But it doesn't really get too humid where I am. It just gets hot and dry. And like today was only 92 degrees, and that's not really hot for us. That's kind of mild. So when I see a lot of you all in the Midwest and in the and on the East Coast saying it's hot. I'm like, woo. But I guess it depends too, right? It what you're used to. So if you're used to it being cool and you're used to all four seasons, we're not used to that where I live. We either have it real cold or real hot. Yes, Disneyland is in Anaheim. Um, Disney World is in Florida. I think Orlando, Florida, if I'm not mistaken. But yes, Disneyland is in Anaheim. What did I say? Did I say something else? Orange County, Anaheim, same thing. Yeah. So I was starting to talk about this earlier. I don't know if I really do. I need to fill my cup back up. When I first started to do lives at the beginning of this month, my mouth would get so dry because I wasn't used to talking for 20 hours. I mean, for 2 hours. My mouth would get dry. My throat would get swollen. Hawaii is a place I like to visit since I don't have a significant other. I have been talking to my granddaughter to go with me. She won't because of the volcanoes. Yeah, you had to tell her, let her know. Ooh, the volcanoes. They did have a volcano eruption, right, a few years ago. Um, I know that would be scary, right? But they usually know, right, when a volcano is going to erupt. My kids are like, Mom, I don't want to go to Hawaii because of the spiders. And I'm like, we're not going to be in the jungle. We're going to be on a resort somewhere near the beach. I'm sure we'll be fine. But my daughter's always saying, no, I don't want to go to Hawaii because of the spiders. I don't want to go there. So we have spiders where we live at. So I don't get it. Oh, I did say it right, Crystal? Okay. Yes, my kids loved it in Anaheim. They're like, we want to go back. Um, they felt at peace there. They like being able to go to the beach. So I told them I would take them back there. I think I might take them there after the 4th. Just we might not go to Disneyland. One thing I'm not about to do is go to Disneyland in the summer. It's already too hot. That's too many people, at Disneyland during the summer. If you ever want to go to Disneyland during the off season. Not only is it cheaper, but it's not as many people there. It's not as much waiting, right? So I've been to Disneyland in the fall when there was hardly anybody there. It was on a warm day, but I think that's the best time to go. Like in the fall when the summer's just leaving, people are back in school, nobody's really on vacation, visiting. So you have a better chance of going and getting a cheap ticket and not having to stand in lines. So, yeah. She still won't go. They have a volcano all over. They're just not active. Yeah. Maybe you guys can go to what is it? The Virgin Islands. The Virgin Islands. It's a good distance away. About what 15 hours, I think. I'm not sure, but you don't need a passport, and it's still U.S. territory too. So you can go there. I don't know. Um, where are you on the East Coast, Janet? Maybe you're not too far. I'm in Cali, so it may be a little bit closer to where you are, right? Because if you want to go to most islands, then you have to leave from like Florida. You have to fly to Florida and then leave from Florida in most cases, unless you get lucky and get like what, a straight flight. I don't know. Shout out to the West Coast. Let me see if I can throw it up. My ex used to always try to get me to throw up the West. I could never do it. You know, that's not for me to do it anyway. But I got on my. I didn't want to show it because I didn't want to trip off trip out the algorithm. So I'm sure you guys can see what it says. My shirt. I found it at Burlington, but it has Snoop on it, so I couldn't wait to wear it. Yeah. Burlington has a lot of nice things. I think I'm gonna go back there and look for more graphic tees because I'm kind of into graphic tees right now. I did used to be into graphic tees. I like just plain shirts. I don't really like anything on my shirts, but I don't know if that's is that for the young kids? You like it? It's dope. Thanks, Richie. Yeah, it has Snoop. I don't know if you can see it. I didn't want to show um, that word, so I tried to cover it up with my hair. Yeah, or go to Florida. I don't want to go to Florida because of the alligators. Remember that baby that got dragged into the ocean, into the water at, I think they were at Disneyland, and the alligator came out the water and snatched that baby right in front of their parents. How do people live in Florida? I don't know if any of you are from Florida, but let us know. Let me know. I'm always like, people always say, how do you live in California with those fires and earthquakes? So I guess it's the same thing, right? You adjust. If you're used to the environment, then you know how to avoid running into alligators, right? They don't really bother you. Like, I think where I used to work at, I used to work in like the valley. In the valley, there's a lot of canyons, and the mountain lions will come down. If they get thirsty, if they can't find water, they will come near your house. And no, none of my coworkers ever saw the mountain lions. I always saw the mountain lions, like all the time, right? And one day I'm just sitting in my car because this is back when I used to smoke cigarettes, and I'm just sitting there puffing. My mom used to call me Puff Puff the Magic Dragon because I always had a Pepsi in one hand and a cigarette in another. That's why my breathing is off today. Kids, do not smoke. It's not good for you. So I'm just sitting in my car, chilling before I go to work. Maybe I just drove in and I'm like, okay, I'm going to have a cigarette before I go to work. And I'm sitting there and I see like this big brown animal. I'm thinking it's a dog, but then I see a tail, but the tail was kind of tucked underneath the. I can't remember if the tail was curled up because mountain lions, their tails usually curl up. But then I noticed this isn't a dog trots, right? And a mountain lion is like a cat. They prance. And I realized, oh, that's a mountain lion. And mind you, I had to go into my job, and the mountain lion is walking like out just right outside. And I told my coworkers, it was like, no, mountain lions don't come down here because they hadn't seen one in years, right? I mean, it would be snakes out there, owls. I've watched an owl swoop down. It would be jackrabbits out there where I worked at. I worked at like a juvenile camp, guys. So I'm like really in the wilderness, right? But they built all these houses around it, um, so we were really in their territory. Just depends on where you go. Tallahassee, Orlando, Jacksonville, Miami. I have not seen any. We do not go to the rural areas. Is that where you from, Janet? Florida? Because I noticed too that, and I wanted to ask this: why does every subdivision in Florida, why do they have those ponds? Because I've read that wherever you see water, there's an alligator. And some of my Facebook friends, they'll show alligators when they're out walking They'll see like baby alligators sometimes. Why do they have those recesses? Florida's a whole vibe. My sister, my older sister, she's been to Miami several times. She loves it. She always talks about how blue the water is in Miami and how much she loves Miami. She loves it there. Hey, are you locked in? Thanks for tuning in to my Sunday, Soulful Sunday wind down and chill. We're just chilling and vibing and talking about life, the things that are on it, whatever comes to mind as we enter a new week. Oh, you're a Texas girl, but you like to travel. Okay. My mom likes Texas. Now, like I said, guys, I don't like to fly. I just said that, right? But my family is always traveling. My oldest daughter, she likes to go places, and I'm always the fuddy duddy. Like, no, I don't like long car rides, and I don't want to get on a plane. But I'm trying to come up out of that. That's one of my goals, and that's where I need to show myself grace, right? Because traveling is really on my list of things to do this year. But I'm like, you know what? You can't rush. You can't rush the process. That's one thing we can't do. We can't make our journey go any faster or any slower. It is what it is. And I don't want to disrupt the peace I have now being ungrateful that I'm not traveling. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, these kids got to get out. They got to see the world. I don't want my kids growing up and not really seeing the world. And I take them places, but like I said, I want us to go places, right? I want us to go and do and see everything. Everything. I don't want to. What's the point of having money? What's the point of being in good health and you're not seeing the world, right? I don't believe that God created airplanes or gave man the knowledge to create airplanes and ships just for us to remain stagnant. I don't believe that. But also at the same time, I don't want to be on a plane freaking out. Now you guys all see me coming off the plane in handcuffs because I turned up on the plane because I wanted to get off. Life is great. You know what, life is great. Last year I kept saying that to myself. I said no matter what happens, I'm happy. And a lot of stuff kept happening, and you know what I kept doing? Being happy. Even when I was faced with last year, I had a breast cancer scare. Even when I was faced with that, even when what else happened? You know what? A lot of things I don't remember, but it just kept being one little small thing after the other that just kept trying to disrupt my peace and happiness. But I was determined, and I think that's it. Life is great. Things are happening. Um, People are leaving this world. People are coming. New babies are being born. We have new opportunities, and it's just life, right? And if we look at the bad part, if we look at the negative part, then we will be unhappy people. But if we stay focused and stay in and live in gratitude, right? If we stay in gratitude, then we'll be happy. So yeah. Take a cruise. um, I think my aunt, she's on a cruise right now in Ensenada, and my daughter just went on that cruise. It's a cruise, it's not too far away. It's in Long Beach. You go to Long Beach, and then they take you to Catalina Island. They take you to Ensenada, and well, you depart from Long Beach, and then you go to Catalina, and then you go to Ensenada, and then you come back I think you stay gone for 3 days and 2 nights. It's not that expensive, and my kids were talking about they wanted to go do that too. We may, but ooh, being on the ocean for 2 nights, ooh, I'd rather just take a plane and then get to where I'm going than to be on the ocean. Honestly, Janet, I'm getting there. I got to do something though, and I promised my kids we were leaving California this summer, and I promised God that if He blessed me with the finances, that I wasn't gonna sit and not do it. So I got to do what I said I'm gonna do, right? So I believe that if God blesses me in one area, that He's gonna make sure that I can take that further step. So we're gonna do it, and like I said, it's either gonna be Hawaii or Texas. Probably more than likely Texas. It won't take us that long to get there from Cali, maybe a couple of hours. I can do a couple of hours on the plane. I mean, I'm gonna have to, right? Ugh. But yes, the cruise thing, and it's fun. It looks fun too. Like I said, I seen my family members go on it, and they said they had a great time. But I don't want to be on the boat for 3 days or 2 nights sleeping on the boat. Mm. During the day, you do get off the boat. You get to get off the boat, and you get to, because when you first get on the boat, on the cruise to Ensenada, you're pretty much docked in Long Beach for a few hours, and then you go to Catalina. Then you're in Catalina for the day, docked in Catalina, and then that night you go to Ensenada, and then, or how does it go? You're docked for a few hours in Long Beach, and then you go to Catalina, and then that night you go to Ensenada, and then the next day you're in Ensenada all day, and then that night you go back to Long Beach, and then it docks that morning, and then you can have breakfast, and then um, they disembark. Is that how you say it? From the ship at about 9 or 10 in the morning. So that'll be cool, Janet. What part of Texas are you in? That would be definitely cool to meet up with some of you. And that's another thing too. I think about, like, you're networking with all these great people. That would be cool to meet a lot of you. I was thinking too, like, like a year from now, if we're all still cool, and we will be still cool, we should have like a meetup, right? That would be so cool. It really would be. Keep that in mind for real. But definitely, if I come to Texas, I will definitely meet up with you, especially if you live in a cool part of Texas. We want to visit because we have a lot of friends and family members who have moved to Texas, and I'm looking to buy a house. The house I live in is really small, so I'm just trying to figure out where um, my forever home would be. And Cali is where my heart is, but I don't know. I got to get out there and see. Like, it's like when you're going from high school to college, and you don't want to take your high school sweetheart with you because you want to see what the college life is like and see what you really like, right? So I love Cali. Um, I couldn't really see myself wanting to live any other place, but Dallas, yes, Dallas is awesome. I hear. Yeah. I know a lot of people say they like Dallas. Dallas, it doesn't have the hurricanes, does it? No. So we got I'm sorry, we got our suitcases and all of that stuff. We'll buy some new clothes. We love to shop anyway. So yeah. And then there's this hairstylist, but I believe she's in Houston, and she's a natural hairstylist. I don't know if any of you know her. Her name is Eclectic Vibes on Instagram, but I always said I wanted to go to Houston to let her do my hair. She came to California once, but I guess I missed it. I wasn't really on Instagram. So I got to look out for her and make sure that I don't miss her the next time. But for sure, when I come down there, I want her to do not only my hair, but my daughter's hair too. So that would be something else I would do. How far is Dallas from Houston, Janet? About 4 hour drive. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. That is a good distance, though. Another thing I hear about is the driving in Texas and how you guys like to just drive real fast on the highways, and how it can get really like that on the Dallas. I mean, in the Texas highways. Like, see, that's why I should have went. When my mom was always like, "Come on, girl, come with us. We're gonna drive down to Texas," and I'd be like, "No, I'm not driving to Texas." Even right now, they want to do a road trip, and I'm like, "No, girl, no, I don't want to be on the road for 24 hours because it's like about 24 hours from where I live to Texas, so I don't want to drive." And I think it's probably like a 4 or 5 hour flight. So if I come, I definitely have to be on a plane. So yeah, and I don't want it to be like and you shouldn't have to like do a layover from California to Texas. That's bananas. It's right there. Why would you have to go from here and stop somewhere else and then get on another plane to go to Texas? No, I need one straight flight because once I get on, I want to get off and chill. You said the area is 70 miles, Highway 80. It takes 4 hours to drive 70 miles. I know for here, you guys have a lot of traffic if it takes 4 hours to drive 70 miles, Janet. It takes me about, I'll say it takes about an hour to drive 70 miles here on our freeways. If it's no traffic, even if it's traffic, it still might take an hour and 5 minutes to an hour and 15 minutes. 70 miles is like real quick. Yeah. I wanted to try that turkey leg hut, but they're gone now. I want to taste Texas barbecue. Texas is, the homeland for barbecue. So is Kansas City, but like I said, my family is from the Midwest, so I know what Midwest barbecue tastes like. So I want to see what Texas is hitting for with the barbecue. Um, and there's a few other stops I want to make. I just want to shop. I just want to be around people that look like me. Hey, Butterfly, how are you? How are you doing? Butterfly, I've been asking everybody tonight what time zone they're in. So what time is it where you are? Right now, it's almost 8 where I am. It's getting late. I meant to do this live at about 6 o'clock. Thank you guys for chilling with me. I appreciate that. Jazzy, where you been at, girl? I was just talking about you earlier. I was telling everybody, if you are not following Jazzy, I know most of you are, but if you are not, if you happen to be listening, go follow my girl Jazzy. She's on the road to 500. Sisters, we're almost done with uh, Streamers University. OMG. OMG. It's been so fun. That 30 days went by so quick, right? That 30 days just went by so quick. Actually, it will be 31 days for me because I started on the 31st. I went live for the first time in like months. I think the last time I had went live was like the middle of March, and back then I was doing Walmart creator content and content creator content. So, and I wasn't going live for any. I don't think I went. The longest I have went live on YouTube has probably been like 45, 50 minutes, if that. Most of my lives were 30 minutes. You started on the 31st too, Butterfly. Have you guys been going live every day? I don't think I missed one day. I think probably one day I went for an hour. Or one day, I think it was my daughter's graduation day. I probably went like 45 minutes, but I've been live every day. Um, Sometimes twice a day to make sure that I got 2 hours in. I've been on other people's panels. Other people have been on my panels. You miss here and there. Life happens. Life happens, right? You miss one day, Jazzy. Man, you have been on it. Jazzy, I've been seeing you on not just my panels, but other people's panels. I've seen you get off my panel or get off somebody's panel and still go live. You've been doing your thing. I'm so proud of us. I don't care if you didn't go every day. I'm so proud of you because I know every last day I've seen both of you comment or like something of mine. So I appreciate that. And I was saying that earlier that the thing that I like most outside of getting so many hours because your girl need was struggling on the hours tip and I still am, but I'm so much further along than I was when I got started. The thing that I enjoyed about being a part of Streamers University is networking with you all, meeting everybody, and I feel like I'm more further along in my community building journey as a result. Because before I was just, I have some people in my community some regulars, but now I feel like I know you all, even though we don't know each other personally. I feel like you guys are a part of my family, right? And I was telling Yo Yo and Kendo one night, they were on my live late night with me, and I was telling them that next year we're going to look back at today and we're going to be like, wow, we came so far. I see us all monetized. I see us all with huge communities and just really doing our thing. We're putting in the work, and I just believe that if we stay consistent and keep doing what we were doing this month, we're gonna grow. Your hours have shot up as well, Butterfly. You're still trying to get the hang of it, Janet. Um, well, I think that for me, when I first started doing the lives this month, I wasn't turning on my camera, and the reason why was because I was not feeling well. Um, and then um, I realized when I did show my face, more people stopped by my channel. So I started saying, okay, I got to show my face. I can't hide behind the camera. And then I noticed too, when I have themes and when I have other people join me and have a panel, that I would get, like we could cross network, right? People from my page would go follow other content creators, and then people from other content creators would come and follow me. So that helped me to expand my community as well. I'm just looking at the chat on my phone so I can see it better. I can see better looking down than trying to look up. Yeah, Miss Shannon, how do you like it? You say you're trying to get the hang of it. You're learning that you have to watch who you deal with. Was that you that I commented on your page the other day? It is jazzy. It's more personable when you show your face because people can see who they're talking to, and then you know, you're talking directly to the chat, and people feel like you're talking to them, right? And it's the same thing on TikTok. I was saying earlier, being on TikTok, being on Facebook, all of them, you have to get out there and do a live. You have to Facebook. You can still post comments and things like that, but you have to join groups. You have to share your content to groups and really get out there. All of it. It's so many people that's doing content creation. It's so many people that want to get their bite at the apple, that you have to make sure that you are doing what you can to stand out. And again, like I know people say, well, it has to be fun, but also I'm an author as well, and when I write a book, I write it for people to read. I don't write books for them to sit on a shelf, right? I want people to actually read them. And even if you're not monetizing, even if you only have 100 people come or 10 people, you want people to come and watch your content, right? You're not making content just to be making it. You want people to see it. Right, Daily Sits with Jazzy J. You do have to be careful who you deal with, and you have to really keep things into perspective because at the bottom line, even though we are all networking and uh, making good friendships, we have to realize we don't know people, right? And that's even in the world, in the outside world too. I don't want to say the real world because this is the real world too. Ugh, I barely got that out. We we still have to make sure that we are being discerning in the relationships that we commit to and the people that we encounter, and we can't take things personal. Um, I know I was on a panel, I was on a live chat, and I was just being funny, and I had to remember that some people are more. I'm sensitive, but I realize I have to be able to take it just as well as I give it. But I'm sensitive as well, so I don't like people saying just whatever to me. But I realize it comes with the territory. But still, thankfully, nobody has really said anything to really just ugh. But we had to be careful because we don't know what kind of day somebody had, or we don't know what type of issues somebody carries with them. And people are coming on here to just really entertain and be entertained, and nobody has time for you to be sitting there trying to bring them down, right? Or be negative. So if somebody is like that, if you don't agree with them, if you don't like their channel, just go on about your way. And if somebody is showing you a different side that you don't like, there's ways to handle it without being confrontational because it's YouTube. We don't have to go to sleep with these people. You know what I'm saying? And if you find people that you really connect with, try to foster those connections and build upon those and try to build your community around people like that. But knowing that there's also going to be, the bigger we get as content creators, the more haters we are going to get. It just comes with it, and they can't be avoided, unfortunately. Right, Jazzy, just hit that block button. That's what it's for. Hit that block button. You know, don't entertain it, don't engage with it. I made a commitment to the Girls and Streamers University that I don't care what, from here on out, I don't care if you make content that I don't like, I'm going to support it or I'm just going to watch it, you know, or whatever. But I don't want us to have built this connection and then a year from now, one of us are not liking each other, because that can happen. Like somebody says something online. So I try to be cognizant of being myself, making sure my messaging is what I want it to be. I can't help if people don't like me or don't like something I said. But my whole purpose is not to intentionally be mean or intentionally do things or say things that can hurt somebody. So that's what Soulful Sunday was all about. I had I had notes for a different type of live, but I said it's Sunday, and on Sunday, I want to have a different energy. Like I can goof off and I could gossip any day, but on Sunday, I want to, and I'm not being a hypocrite because I know the journey that I'm on, and I know the things I want to say and the opinions that I have, right? But if I'm going to talk about the negative stuff, if I'm going to gossip, and if I'm going to act a fool at a pajama party, then I certainly need to remember my why and remember that God is. Even when I'm not doing, being my best, He still is. So I got to mention Him too, right? Hey, Damo, straight go. Damo, straight go. I like that. How are you tonight? What's going on, Damo? What time zone are you on tonight, Damo? I'm in Cali. For those of you who don't know, I'm in Cali. West side. I got on my the row. I didn't want to show the whole thing just in case um, YouTube want a set trip. It's 10 p.m. So you're Central Time. It's like 8:09 where I'm at in Cali. West side is the best side. Right, right, righteous, righteous. Central, Central. hmm Are you from the West? Central Time, I feel like that's the Midwest, right? Or no? I know somebody said they were in Texas. Is that considered South? Yeah, Midwest. So yeah, we're just vibing tonight. We're talking about how to stay positive no matter what's going on, how to stay cool in these YouTube streets. You know, we're all content creators. Oh, Missouri. I got family from the Midwest. That's where some of my family is right now in the Midwest. I won't say where, I won't dox myself. But yes, that's where my family is from. You're closer to the north, Janet. But when I think of South, I think of Texas. I think of um, Florida, Louisiana, Alabama, Georgia, places like that. When I think of the Midwest, I think of Missouri, Tennessee. People try to call Tennessee the South, right? Why do they think of Tennessee as the South, Memphis as the South? But it's not. I think what Tennessee, Nashville, and all that. That's what Midwest, right? I don't even think people think of Arizona as in the South, but they think of Arizona as West, right? I don't know. Yeah, but we're just chilling and vibing, relaxing, relating, releasing as we get ready for the work week up ahead of us. Do you guys all have the 4th off? I'm not working right now, so every day is an off day for me. Unless I'm being a mom or doing content creation, or unless I get a client. I'm pretty much just doing me right now for the first time in life. I'm not in college, I'm not working, and I have the summer off. You're off on the 4th, so the 4th being on the Friday is what's up, right? You get a full 3-day weekend. Some of you probably, what I used to do when I worked, I would ask, when I saw that I had a 3-day holiday coming, I would ask for that Friday off or that Monday off so I could have a 4-day weekend, right? So I could have like a little mini vacation. That's great that you all are off on the 4th. I used to hate when I had to work like on the 4th because who wants to be at work on the 4th? That's crazy, right? I want to be at home barbecuing, and then back then, When I worked, I used to like to have me a little drinky drink while I'm outside barbecuing and making potato salad. Oh, that's my favorite thing about the 4th of July is barbecuing and enjoying myself and then watching fireworks later on. I love to do that. Somebody beat you to taking Monday off? No, I don't play those type of games, Damo. I need my 4 days. I would always think ahead of time. I'm putting my time in. Mm-mm. You still haven't put that grill together, Jazzy? You know what? I have a big grill, and then I also bought a smaller grill. Just because I didn't feel like the hassle of cleaning off the big grill and all that. And plus, I haven't used my big grill in a long time. I've had that grill almost 10 years. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's 10 years old. So I'm excited. I'm cleaning my house up, getting ready for a beautiful week. Gonna be enjoying life as usual and going live. That's what's up. That's what's up, butterfly. I feel like I haven't been to your lives a lot. I know I caught you a few times, but I feel like maybe I need to turn on my notifications and do something, turn it off and turn it on. Because some people I'm seeing more in my feed than others. Some of you I actually, and you don't know this, but I actually go and look for you if I remember you and I haven't been to your channel in a while. And another thing I try to do is if I see you in my comments or I see that you've been in my lives, I make it my business to try to come and support you. Because, I want to support everybody I can, right? But I'm going to make sure that I support those who have supported me first. That's just how it is. You want to be fair across the board. And everybody should do that. If you know that somebody's in your life all the time, go show them love. You're the same way, Donald. Yes, like I see you tonight. If I see you live, guess what? I'll be right there. Like, what's good? I'll get right off my live and go looking for lives. Especially, like this month, I haven't been watching a lot of TV. I've been keeping up with the Diddy trial. They're deliberating tomorrow, guys. Let's talk about that next. But I've been keeping up with the Diddy trial. But outside of that, I'm like making sure my kids are good, making sure they have what they need. I'm making sure I take them places during the day because I don't want my kids to turn into hermits. I'm a hermit. That's bad enough. So I got to take them out. We're going to actually have a beach vacation, like 2 days at the beach for my daughter's birthday. We're going to get us a room and we're going to do all of the things. But they love going to the beach. And we live quite a ways from the beach. So we're going to go and get us a room and stay at the beach. I don't know if you guys have been watching me, but this month I said that earlier before the summer hit, I said I would be at the beach a lot so I could start editing my books, re-editing my books, and relaunching them this fall. But back to you, Damo. I've seen you, and I, and you've been in my algorithm a lot, and I see a lot of your old content. But I didn't want to seem like a weirdo, like in your like in your months old content. But I'm gonna start doing that. I'm not gonna be uh, I don't know. I'm not gonna be like worrying about what somebody thinks about what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. I'm there. I'm here to support you. So if you see me liking old content, it's because it's coming in my algorithm. I think your baby girl graduated. I saw that, and I was like, I don't want to be weird and hit like and oh congratulations. And then his baby girl graduated like 2 months ago. But so what? Because when you do that, what it does is it brings people back to your old content. So if you see my old content or I see your old content, we do need to support that as well. Because when we comment and then you come back and comment, then somebody else who hasn't seen it, it'll be shown to them as well. You're supporting others too, butterfly. That's what's up. I don't think people really get that. Uh, they'll exhaust themselves trying to put out content, but they won't put out the support. They want everybody to support them, but they won't support others, butterfly. Yes, Jazzy. I don't know what's gonna happen. Do you guys think they're gonna come back with a verdict tomorrow? Because I think the jury gets the case tomorrow. It's in the jury's hand. I don't see them going past the fourth. That's gonna be bananas if they go beyond the fourth. A lot of the a lot of the prosecution's um, case was repetitive. So most of the witnesses said the same thing or something similar. Most of the people that came up was either talking about what he did to Cassie or something of that nature. There wasn't too much that was new. We just heard more of the same. And then with the defense not putting up any witnesses, there's not a lot for them to weed through. I got all the info I need to know. So they should have all the info they need to know. You're going back and forth with what, Janet? Yes, Damo, the beach. One of my daughters, she's been to the beach so many times already. I've only been to the beach once this year. And then my other daughter, she went on that cruise. So, yes, the good thing about living in California, you have lakes, you know, you have beaches, all of that. I know if you're in the Midwest, you're in a landlocked state. My grandma didn't know what a landlocked state was, and she's in a landlocked state. So, what was so funny about that is she's like, me and my grandmother. My grandmother is I'm going to brag a little bit. I think she's one of those very intelligent people. She's 90 years old and remembers things that happened at 5 years old, right? But I thank God that she still has her presence of mind. But me and her, we go back and forth because I'm overly opinionated and so is she. So I was able to put one over on her. So she was kind of like, I don't live in a landlocked state. I'm like, yes, you do, Grandma. You don't have any beaches around you or anything like that. She was like, what? And then so my sister Googled what a landlocked state was, and she was like, Grandma, you do live in a landlocked state. She was like, Charity, you think you know everything. So yeah, that's a good thing about living in California. You have a good beach day. You live near the beaches, Butterfly? Yes, I appreciate you. So I appreciate everybody who comes to, excuse me, guys. Oh, sorry. I appreciate everybody who comes to my channel. Every last person, I do not take you for granted. You don't have to come over here. You can come and say hi, stay for 1 or 2 minutes, and bounce. I appreciate everybody who goes and watches all of my content and watches until the end. I know that you're doing that because you're commenting throughout the lives. I see you and I appreciate you. I don't, and like I told Yo Yo and Snacks, I told my girl Snacks, that's Kendall. I said, listen, when I make it big, no, just playing. But no matter what goes on from here forward, I'm not gonna be one of those people that they don't remember where they came from. We all start somewhere, and I just know I'm not that type of person anyway, even off of social media. What you see from me is exactly who I am in real life. I'm just that way. If you support me, I'm supporting you. If you got my back, I got your back. If you support me today, I don't care if you did something to piss me off 2 weeks from now, I'm not going to forget what you did in the beginning. Sometimes that's one of my biggest faults, but I appreciate everybody who comes on my page. And you know what? I like your content too. I like you guys' content. I like seeing what you're doing. I like Butterfly Smile. She just seems so like such a positive light. I love Jazzy's cuteness. She's so pretty, and I like her personality. I can find something that I like about all of you guys, right? And that's what I think a lot of us don't know is that we're not just relating to people, but people like us. I know people like me, right? People like seeing me on live. And that's not me bragging and that's not me being prideful. I'm just saying that if I like people, if I like seeing when they're on live, then it's somebody out there that feels the same way about me. So Janet, be yourself. There's nothing to struggle with. The only struggle you have is that struggle within. Don't worry about who's going to support you, who's not going to support you, because the support is there. Just show up, right? Just show up, continue to support others. I see you in my chat. Guess what? I'm going to be in your chat. Same thing with Damo. Same thing with Butterfly. Same thing with Jazzy, right? So don't worry about how you look. Don't worry about what others think. Just show up and do you. You've been live 3 times. And I'm going to tell you too, 3 times is not enough. You're just figuring you out. You're figuring out how you're going to relate to your audience. You're figuring out how you're going to get people to stick around, right? So you got to do way more than that. The YouTube algorithm will have you all over the place. I get comments on old vids all the time, right? Especially if your video, right, Damo? Especially if your video is like evergreen content, right? Then you're going to get people searching up different topics, and that's how they're going to come to your video. Like, I did a video about decorating my Stanley Cup, and I'm always getting like 10 or 20 views for that. But I did that for my Amazon creator program. That's why I did it, so people would go and click on the link from my Amazon. Oh, you know what, Janet? What I do is, um, and tonight my comments are showing up. But when I first started doing it, for some reason I wouldn't see my comments on my phone. But because I can barely see, and I don't want to keep doing like this, I have my other phone. So if you have a tablet or a laptop, try to use 2 devices so you can go live on one, and then the other one you can see your comments. I think I followed you, Janet. You think by Tuesday, Wednesday? I think I think we'll either get. I think if they're going to acquit him, I don't know. They said the jury comes back fast, it's an acquittal. If the jury takes a little longer, they're trying to figure out what to charge him with. I think we might get Tuesday, Wednesday as well, because no shade, no opinion. I mean, no. I do have an opinion, but I'm going based off what I feel the prosecution has proven. I feel like the prosecution has made their case, right? He can't deny that he trafficked, that he did the human trafficking, because you paid people to go from state to state. You did that. You can't deny the coercion part is where I have a little. With Cassie, I feel like he coerced her, but with Jane Doe, I don't feel like he coerced her at all. You too old to be getting coerced. If somebody could play you like that, you need to be played. But at the same time, Jane Doe and Cassie was like, I need my bank account right. Where's my money? You got me doing all this. And Cassie, she was actually blackmailing him even before she sued him. They have text messages of her telling him, oh, if you talk, because Diddy was saying, look, I want my money back from the train. Okay. Thank you guys for holding on with me. You guys were holding on like in Vogue. I appreciate that. Candy K all day watching on the TV. What's good? You know what? I ended up leaving your live. I forgot what happened, but I gotta go back and see how that blueberry cobbler came out. I have been I have been making my kids wait for a long time. I was supposed to take them out today, so I ended up taking them somewhere. So, oh, that's good. You was like, is something wrong with the screen or something? Yeah, something was wrong. I had to fix my phone situation. But we're back. What was I saying? Oh, Cassie was trying to uh, blackmail him. Diddy was like, "Oh, you started in with the trainer. I paid my money. He need to give me my money back." And she was like, "Look, and you beat me up, and I'll go public with it. I'll sue you for what you did to me." So she was basically holding that over his head as well. That's probably why he didn't bother her, but he could have still did something to her. Everybody is saying Diddy has something to do with the unaliving of Kim, his second baby mama, the twins' mama. But I'm like, shoot, he knew Cassie was a problem. He been knew she was a problem for years, and he did nothing with her. So, but yeah, so she was kind of like brolic too. She wasn't totally innocent. So the coercion part, I don't think they proved that. They definitely proved the hiring of the male escorts. Um, the drug distribution, I don't think. I mean, they were using that personally. When they said drug distribution is giving it to somebody else too. Okay, how many people have shared their drugs with somebody else? I mean, I didn't know it was a crime to share your dope with other people. Well, did I know? Well, yeah, it is a crime. So I think they can get him for the drug distribution. They could get him for the hiring the male escorts. For as far as the coercion, no. As far as the RICO, no, because what they're saying is he used his record label to um, perpetuate the crime of coercing those women to doing what he wanted them to do. And I don't think he did that. I think the record label was a legit business. It wasn't being used to do anything. He hired assistants to work for him, and the assistants did whatever he asked of them to do, which included setting up the rooms for the free calls, which included go give me that, go meet up with my connect. Now that part, like he was crazy for that. That's crazy. Imagine your boss, you show up at work one day and your boss say, "Hey, yo, I need you to go meet with so and so down at the corner. Take them this money. They're gonna give you a bag. Don't look at it." Or, "Hey, I need you to go re up for me." That's crazy work. Diddy, you was doing too much. And I think that's why his chickens are coming home to roost. And I do think not judging, because I won't want somebody to say I deserve time. None of us will. We don't know where life will take us. I won't say, oh, he deserved this or that. But like I said, taking my emotion out of it, taking any personal feelings out of it, I feel like the prosecution did prove their case as far as the things I just said are concerned. And I think that he's going to walk away with some time. Yep. Cassie was all about the money, right, Janet? And definitely Jane Doe. By now, we know who Jane Doe is. We know that that is 50 Cent's baby mama. And he's still paying for her. And then I thought this was funny. His defense attorney said that he was paying for 50 Cent's child because he didn't, because Jane Doe had a bad attorney and they weren't getting her enough child support. So now he's taking care of his child. I know 50 probably felt the ways about that. 50 probably really didn't care. As long as he wasn't paying for it. I think Jane Doe gets like 5,000 a month from him, which is crazy, right? She said he doesn't really even see his child, so she should be getting way more than 5K a month, unless she's just scared of him, right? And he probably told her, "You better go work Diddy for that money." So she's getting more from Diddy every month, like. And then she said she was an influencer too, so she had money. I mean, the stuff he had her doing, no amount of money in the world would have made me do that, do those type of things. I'm sorry if I was her or a Cassie, I'm not doing that. No amount of love, no amount of money, absolutely not. You know what? He might go free, Jazzy. He might just go free. I think what I'm saying is I feel like they can. The prosecution has proved their case, but I think they also overcharged him with the RICO, and they probably overcharged him, thinking, okay, if we can't get him for everything, we'll get him for something, right? So I think that is their thinking behind charging him like that, and they always try to overcharge us anyway. So it's either gonna be three things: acquittal, hung jury, or they're gonna give him half. They're gonna convict him of half of those charges. I don't think it's gonna be a mistrial. It's not gonna happen. Um, I don't see him. Well, I think I gave all the possibilities, huh? Which is what could happen anyway. I don't see him getting convicted of everything. I don't see him doing life. That would be a lot. They may do that though. But if he gets life or not, I think he'll get an appeal and he might get some reduced charges on that end, which is why I believe that his um his defense team didn't put up any witnesses because they figure, okay, we're just gonna see what happens. I think they feel like, okay, you're gonna get convicted of something, and what's gonna happen is we're going to appeal it, and we don't want to give our witnesses away right now. We don't want to. We want to save that for the appeal. If you do get acquitted, then we don't have to bring those people out. But if you don't, and we have to try this case again, then we are able to. We already know what the prosecution's case is, and we can just go from there. Mm-hmm. Yes, blackberry cobblers. I'm gonna check those out. I love a cobbler. I've never had a blackberry cobbler though. I think I've had a peach cobbler, cherry cobbler, apple cobbler. I haven't had a blackberry cobbler, but I'm sure it's good. And I want to see how you make it. I was thinking about a peach cobbler today, but I don't know. You know what? I'm thinking for the fourth, I'm gonna do a peach cobbler. I know I used to do tri-tip all the time, but I don't like how the tri-tips have been looking. You know what I mean? I feel like they have either too much fat or they don't look red enough for me. They don't look fresh enough. So I haven't been wanting to buy a tri-tip from any store that I go to. Um, and I'm over steak. I've been buying like this chuck roast steak. It's like a chuck roast, but it's cut to like 2/3 of a size of a regular roast, right? And it cooks up so good in the oven. My 18-year-old was like, it still tastes like roast. I'm like, no, it tastes like steak to me. It's all beef. It tastes like steak. She was like, it's not even that good. I don't know. Baby, I took that chuck roast steak and I put some onions on it and I thought I grabbed the steak seasoning and grabbed the barbecue rub and accidentally put that on there, but I was like, it'll still be all good. And so I put that on one side, then I put the steak seasoning on the other side. And I think I put a little complete. And I threw some freshly cut onions on top of that thing. I put it in the oven. After an hour, it was starting to break down. 2 hours, I could pull it apart with a fork. 3 hours, it was like melt in your mouth, okay? I made some tacos with that thing. And she was like, I don't want to make tacos. She made her a fresh pot of rice and put that beef over that rice. Y'all, I'm getting my hair braided right, but I could hear her scraping the bowl trying to get it off. And then she went and got her a second half, and I said, "Oh, but you don't like it like that. I thought you didn't like it like that." I just started buying this one day. I was gonna make steaks, and then I saw it. I'm like, I wonder, you know what? Let me see how this would turn out. And it's so good. I've been buying so much of it. I need to stop eating it. But I bought two more steaks today. If you watched my short when I went grocery shopping with my kids, some bucks. Yeah, I bought some more. I bought a couple more of those, but you can make it with potatoes. You can make that meat and put whatever vegetables you want in it and pour it over rice. You can make tacos with it. You can put it on the grill and make beef, barbecue beef with it. It's really good. Yeah. Yes, peach cobbler is perfect for the 4th. What are you guys cooking for the 4th if you're cooking? Jazzy, I know you said that you have to get your grill put together. I know you got Juicy. I know you can get one of your men friends over there to put that grill together. Hey, real life, you're back. Thanks for coming back. What are you making for the 4th? Are you throwing something on the grill, or are you going to a family member's house? I think I'm doing both. Jenna, you like more peaches than the crust? Ugh. I like more crust. I like more crust and the juice inside, or whatever you want to call it. I like more of that. I like my peach cobbler to have a lot of crust. I like the peaches, but I like my peaches to be. Some people like their peaches to be firm. I like my peaches to be soft. Um, in my peach cobbler, but I can make a good peach cobbler. I just don't make it, but I'm gonna make one. Oh, Janet. Listen, I've been to my daughter's house a couple of times and she's cooked for me. And I'm like, you know what, girl? I need to do this more often. But I'm usually the one that's doing all the cooking. I'm tired of cooking. Like, I don't want to cook at all. Guys, I was watching Every Day with Wood. His short came across my timeline and I see that Peach has bought him a Blackstone. Or is it a Blackstone grill? Is that what it's called? I don't know, but Melanie K from Raising K, she always cooks on her Blackstone. And I'm like, she be doing it up on there, but I don't know how the food would taste like that. But I was telling my daughter, I was like, I'm seeing these Blackstone grills all the time, and now I want one. I said, knowing doggone well, I don't cook like that to even require something like that. I don't even cook enough for that. You have one. I have one friend that wants to come put it together, but I won't be able to get rid of him afterwards. Girl, mm, I don't know. Either you went. You better tell him you in a bind, Nate. Can you just put that grill together? And he was like, "You have not cooked since your kids are grown, Janet. That's what's up." Um, what day was it? It was a couple of. Didn't we just have a holiday? Maybe it was. Oh, yes, we did. We had Juneteenth, and I was thinking about going to the Jamaican restaurant to get me some oxtails, and my daughter was like, "No, let's just cook something." And I was like, "I don't want to cook." She said, "If you buy the stuff, I'll cook it." So she did put some ribs on, and those ribs came out so good. Oh my goodness! And she also put on there some of those chuck roast steaks. Let me know if you had a chuck roast steak before. I'm really into the chuck roast steak. They're cheaper and they cook up just as nicely. And if you cook them right, they take a little longer to cook than a steak, obviously, but um, it's worth the time. It's worth the wait. Yeah, just pay somebody, Jazzy. Yeah, but what else? I was about to say something else. Dang it, I hate when I do that. Yeah, so I'll be cooking for the 4th. Oh, guys, I don't know if you were here for this, but I'll also be putting out a lot of Walmart content next week. So if you're a Walmart creator or you want to become a watch the content that I'm putting out next week, because I'll be just showing example, just use me as an example of how you can put your Walmart content out. And also, I'm going to be showing a lot of deals for the college kids for Amazon, and just I got some good things coming down the pipeline. So stay tuned for that. If you're not following me, make sure you're following me. Make sure you got your notifications on, because I'm actually going to do a live Walmart shopping excursion on live, and I'm gonna tell you guys about the deals right then and there. They'll be already in my storefront. The link will be there in my storefront so you can shop with me. So that's what I'll be doing, a live shop with me. I'll probably do it on my laptop because I got some good stuff. Trust me, I do. And you guys want to tune in for that. But the shopping short I put up today, it was for the Sunbucks. If you live in California, Governor Newsom has this new program where he gives all the California students, it doesn't matter how much money your parents make, all the students in California, if you're a public school student, then you get free lunch. I'm happy about that, but I'm also like, you could have did that a long time ago, but he wasn't our governor then. So, but yes, I paid for lunch for years for my kids, but now uh, my last two daughters, I don't have to pay for lunch for them anymore, which is great. And then number two, every summer the kids in California they get this. They started it with the PEBT. Remember when they had a pandemic, and they were doing this all over the United States. All the kids got a PEBT card. Remember that? Well, Governor Newsom decided to keep that going. So the kids get like $120 on, let me see if I have it. It looks like a white card. Let me see. What did I do with it? And I don't know if you have that type of program where you live. If you do, let me know. But it looks like this. And it has $120 on it. And if your kids are school age, meaning K through uh, K through senior high school, and then I think even if you, I think your kids will get it if you're like on CalWorks or CalFresh. If they're little kids, they still get it, right? So yeah, ooh, it's getting hot. I'm about to get off of this thing, y'all. Um, um, you get $120 for each kid. So it's awesome. I let my kids get whatever they wanted to get really because I already have food, too much food. I don't have any room to really put anything. So I let them get ice cream and snacks. And then I got a few other things I wanted. So if you didn't catch that short, check that short out to see what I was able to buy. My cousin was like, and my cousin may be watching. Hi, Cuzzo. I know you watch my videos sometimes, but my aunt was saying that my cousin was like, I wasn't able to get too much with that, but I got a lot of stuff for $120. I felt like, um, and then I have three kids who are in school. Well, one of my kids she graduated high school, but I was still able to get one for her for the summer. So that's $360, right? And that's not going to feed them all summer, obviously, but what it will do is help with the lunches, help with snacks, help with like the ice cream cones and stuff like that. You can make them at home. You can pack your kids a lunch and take them to the park. Every little bit helps. And I'm not going to act like it wasn't a blessing. 360 is 360 for food. I was happy to get it. And so were they. They were like, um, I'm like, it's not your card. It's for me to, buy food. But I mean, it is your card in your name. But I mean, like, you're not gonna just buy all kinds of junk. Let's buy something for a few dinners or something like that. And so one of my daughters was like, well, can we make sliders tomorrow? I'm like, okay, that's fine. Then she found some pasta she wanted me to make that she saw on TikTok. So I got some of the stuff for that. So yeah, um, if you have that in your state, let me know. If not, if you're in Cali, let me know as well. I know I had one of my subscribers said that they got the card, but they didn't know how to use it. If you get the card, you have to set it up. You call the number on the back. You press one if you speak English, and then you press number four to set up your PIN. So if you get the card, you got to set up your PIN, and then you can use it at the store. Oh, you got the baby and your daughter cook for you. You know what? I have my daughter's baby. I've been watching Dreamy since she was born. That little girl came from the hospital straight to my house. I'll have that baby. I'll be cooking. Dreamy will come in the kitchen and try to help me cook. That little girl's a mess. She's 2 now. But she picked up some pot holders and tried to go to my oven and open it. And I'm like, little girl, if you don't give me these doggone pot holders and quit playing. And she sees me putting on my makeup, so she'll come with my makeup brushes and try to do my makeup. Or she'll see my daughter braiding my hair, so she'll come and try to braid my hair. She does everything that she sees you do, but yeah. You like the chuck steak, Janet? Yeah, it's really good. Like you got to cook that thing for a couple of hours, but if you cook it earlier in the day, like I was getting my hair braided, so I was like, I told my daughter to put it in the oven, and one day I told her to put it in the oven. She let it cook all the way down, and it was all dry. I was like, girl. So the next day I was finishing. I was getting my hair done for the second day, and so I put some in there before I got my hair done. So by the time my daughter finished, I think I was eating like 2 tacos before we went on live, Jazzy. Oh, you're currently living with them. I'm glad that you are able to, have your daughter and her husband. And I know that works out for them too, because while you're there, you can help with your grandchild, right? Oh, you have some bucks, but it's by income. They don't do that here in California. If your kid is in school, you get it. Um, I know one of my friends, their daughters were in private school, so the private schools don't get it. Um, and I know one year my child was in virtual school, so I don't think you get it if your kid is like in virtual school because they don't eat lunch anyway. I think it's just a supplement for those kids who, and I think they still give away free lunch. They still give away free lunch and they still give those sunbucks. I don't know if they're doing free lunch this year because I haven't seen anything on the message boards, but um, I never take my kids to that. When we lived in LA, when we lived in the hood, my grandma was like, no, y'all put your clothes on. We're going to take y'all to lunch. Those lunches were good at Jordan High School and at Wigan and all the different schools we used to go to. My grandmother wasn't playing that. It's free. Guys, put on your shoes. We're going to go to Wigan first, and then we're going to go to Jordan. Then I know y'all full. And it would be everybody in the neighborhood up there with their kids. It was fun in the summer. I used to like doing stuff like that. Nobody was looking at you like, oh, you're poor because everybody did it. And you know what? It was free lunch. Those free lunches were good. But and that free government cheese and free butter and stuff like that. My kids don't have any idea about free cheese or free butter or none of that. They don't they don't know the struggle at all. They don't even understand. Oh, your kids are in a charter school? Jazzy, that's probably why. I don't think, well, I'm not sure. I don't want to say it like for certain, but I remember my friend, she called me like, it's not fair. My friends, and they're rich. She's one of my coworkers, and she had friends who own businesses. She said, I don't think that's fair. That they get to get free food stamps for their kids. We're all going out, and everybody is letting their kids go shop with their PEBT. I think they were getting a lot of PEBT during the pandemic. I forgot. Did we get like 1,000? I think I got 1,000 one time during the pandemic. I don't remember, but it was a lot. And we was doing our thing, wasn't we, ladies? But she was complaining because she was saying how her friends who were high income, their kids were able to get it. So I'm sure it's still that same way. I don't think as long as your kid is in public school, they get it. Um, I don't know about charter or virtual school or homeschool. I don't know how that works. Free lunch is income based, not in California. In the past, I had to pay for all of my kids to have lunch. They weren't even able to get reduced lunch. But now I think it may have started like right before the pandemic, maybe 2018 or 2019. California started a program where every student was eligible for free lunch. You didn't have to show your income. And after the pandemic, During the pandemic, they had given everybody PEBT because kids weren't able to go to school, so they just gave them the PEBT, and they were still doing free lunches at that time. Um, and you could go pick up your lunch for the week. I think I might have did that one time during the pandemic. I let my kids go pick up their kit for the week. They didn't even eat it, so we didn't do that anymore. Um, but since then, um, I want to say starting like 2 summers ago, maybe they've been doing it for 2 summers. I'm not sure, but I know they still got like a good amount 2 summers ago, but starting last year, every kid gets $120. So yeah, they used to have free lunches in the parks during summertime. You know what? I don't know if my city is doing it because I haven't been on message boards a lot like that, but the library will usually give them free lunch. The parks, sometimes the schools would give it to them. I know one day I was going to the grocery store and I seen a church and it was a line. I'm like, what are all these people doing parked right there? And I realized they were getting free food boxes. Now, the only thing I don't like about free food boxes is one time I let one of my friends come live with me for a summer. Her and her children. Woo, woo, woo. And her daughter brought her some food for her and her kids, and I think it was from a pantry. And I got pantry flies. I never had pantry flies ever. And I read up on it, and that comes from um, food banks and stuff like that. So mm, I don't know how worth it is. I think they should just, instead of giving out those free food boxes with food that's sometimes spoiled, just give people cards. Just give them a card and make it to where it's like WIC or something like that, where they can only buy certain things. They can only buy fruits and vegetables and stuff like that. If you want to, have more governance over it. But don't give people boxes of food that have been sitting, cans of food that's almost expired. Um, like I'm not as altruistic as I was when I was younger. Altruistic, let me say it right. But I used to always feel like, oh, I'm going to help this person and help that person. And I still do. When I see the YNs out at the grocery store asking to wash my windows, I always let them because I'm like, you know what? At least they're not out here hitting somebody up over the head. And I'll give them a 20. Um, just because here go $20. That's my way of giving back. God is always blessing me. But if I'm going to help somebody, I want to help somebody. I don't want to. And that's what people want to do when somebody is downtrodden. They want to keep them there. They don't want to do things that could actually help them and benefit them, right? Like, why would you get somebody a voucher to go get clothes from the thrift store? Yes, that's better than nothing, but give somebody self esteem and confidence. Let them wear something new, right? Why would you get somebody bus tokens? Give them an Uber ride or something like that. It takes a long time to get somewhere. I don't know. Maybe I'm being unreasonable, but maybe you can't help as many people, but the people that you can help them get up so that they can come back and help somebody else, right? Like, don't just put them in any kind of place, and because you're not doing nothing to benefit the economy and you're not doing anything to benefit future generations. And the point of helping is to ensure that that mother that you're helping, maybe her kid won't be in that same position. Her kid would be better off. And then those generations to come can help the people behind them, right? But if we keep them right here, if we never help them move up from here, then we'll constantly have to help people, right? Let me get off my soapbox. Real talk. Please hit my like button if you haven't already done so. And also subscribe to my page, guys. Like I was saying early, I got a lot of good content coming out this week that you want to be here for. Pay attention to my Walmart content. Pay attention to my Amazon content. I don't care how many followers you have. If you are able to get into those programs or any affiliate program, apply for them all, by the way. and use the same um, tips that I'm giving you for the affiliate programs I am in to benefit yourself, they work. They work, they work, they work. Um, and you can get yourself some extra money while you're waiting to get monetized from YouTube or Facebook, or if you're already monetized. Get it all kinds of ways, right? And I don't say this stuff to just, give you guys high hopes. I'm telling you guys because it's worked for me and it's helped me. Like I said, I don't work. Um, I'm waiting on my I'm waiting to see how that goes. So I'm in prayer for that to see how things go with that. Not work, but something else. But I'm able to, because of God blessing me and my content, I'm able to still provide for me. And I'm a single mom. I'm a single mom. I don't have my kid's father has passed on. We get a little social security for him. My dad helps out, and sometimes, but um, I'm able to do it because God is good, first of all, and because I'm a part of affiliate programs. He blessed it to where I can make money from that. No, do it now, Jazzy. You want to start doing. You want to start applying now. Some of the programs don't have and I'm not going to say who because I don't know if people want their business out there, but they were able to get a Target Creator program. They were able to get in there, and they didn't have 1,000 people when they were able to get in there. I think they said they want you to have at least two platforms. I'm not sure, or maybe this one. They said Walmart wants you to have two platforms, but Target, they were able to get in there. So just apply to them all. All they can do is say no, or if you want to wait till you get to 1,000. But I know like Walmart says they don't have a number. It's not a certain amount of people you have to have. Apply for Amazon Creator as well. All right, guys, I've been holding you up on here. Oh, I've been going for 2 hours. I turned my fan on so you guys can hear me, and I'm hot. You see me glistening? I'm hot, y'all. And I washed all my bedding, so I got to make up my bed, wash this stuff off my face, and get ready for bed, y'all. Thank you guys for chilling with me. I really appreciate you guys for hanging on like a hug cat when my little phone turned off or whatever. And I pray that you guys have a blessed week. God is good no matter what you are going through. He is right there with you. Turn to Him. Turn to Him. Thank you, Butterfly. I appreciate you for watching, Butterfly. Yes, Janet, He is always good, all the time. Even when what we're going through doesn't feel good, He is for a reason. You guys stay blessed. Much love. Have a great night.